everything you need. Now, when you talk about the title block, you have to look at what we call filling in the informations. The title block is drawn at the bottom right hand. Please, the most important thing you have to know is that the title blocks cannot be drawn anywhere. You can't draw it at the top side, you can't draw it at the left hand side, top right hand side, you can't draw it at this place. Where it is drawn is at the right hand bottom side. It is drawn. In fact, the definition of title block is it's a line drawn at the bottom right hand side of the paper within the borderline. Let me say it again. A title block is a line. The title block is drawn at the bottom right hand side of the paper within the borderline. Remember, I told you again, let me say it again. A title block is drawn at the bottom right hand. This is the bottom right hand. You know, this is left hand, this is right hand. The bottom right hand of the paper within the borderline. This is the borderline. This is within the borderline draw. You have to draw it. That's what title block is all about. And what's the essence of title block? The title block there is to fill in your information. You have to fill in the appropriate information. So all the necessary information needed to identify the owner of the drawing, the artist, the draftsman, the designer, all the necessary informations are found in the word title block. So what you're going to write in the title block is the name, the date, the title of the drawing, the class, the school, and the scale. Remember, let me mention some of the necessary information you need to fill in the title block. You need to write the name, the date, the title of the drawing, the class, the school, and the scale. Sometimes they can give you more than this, but at least this is the necessary information that your teacher can use to, mark or know the owner of the drawing. So that is what we call the title block. So these are the necessary information needed to identify the drawing. Are you getting that now? Now, having done that, let's look at like we earlier said, we said the dimension from here is 10. That's the horizontal dimension here is 10. Then since we need the name, how many dimensions? Let me mention them. The name, the date, the title of the drawing, the class, the school. So there are 5 things I needed here. So I need my name. I need my teacher to know my name, that I am the owner of this drawing. I need my teacher to know my class and also the school and the scale. Sometimes illustration number is allowed, but the one thing I want you to know is that the number of information needed are all in 1 centimeter. So it means if I need 5 names like name, class, registration number, date, and school, it means there are 5 information. It means I need 5 centimeter. So if it is 6 information, it means I need 6 centimeter. If it's 7 information, I need 7 centimeter. So each information is just 1 centimeter. That is 10 millimeter. So that's how you'll be increasing it. So that one is where it varies, but these other base ones should be 10 millimeter. That's the horizontal one should be 10 centimeter. But then the vertical one can vary depending on the number of information you needed. Now, since we needed name, date, title, class, school, it means we need about 5 information. That means 5 centimeter we need. Now you can do that by putting the rule from the base here. You can mark at 5 centimeter if that's exactly what you need. So along the borderline, you can place this. If you don't want to do it, remember you can still use the pair of divider and do that. Mark from 0 to 5 since it's 5 information needed. So this is 5. So you see from here to 0 to 5, here is 5 information. So you can transfer the same measurement here. It means here is also 5. So you need 5 centimeter here around this area. So you also need it from here to here is 5 centimeter. 5 centimeter. So if you don't want to use that, you can still use your rule. It's 2 ways. If you don't want to be moving around with your ruler, you can use your ruler and mark it here. Mark here 5 centimeter from 0 to 5 centimeter here. You can also come to this point and say 0 to 5 centimeter. So this is it, 5 centimeter, 0 to 5 centimeter. You can see it is still just the same thing. So by doing that, now this is where the set square comes to play. Now you have to place your T-square horizontally make sure it aligns with the stocks marks here. Then you have to draw the horizontal line. So drawing the horizontal line, you have to join the 2 points. Then you join the points where you join the 5 centimeter line. You have seen that. Then bring it down and then bring your set square, place it at the bottom side here. I hope you're all seeing that, students. You can see it's just very interesting. So place this other one, make sure the T-square is in top, the stock is at the edge here. Very, very important. Then the blade, on the top of the blade, that's where you place your set square. Remember I told you what the set square is used for. It's used in drawing vertical lines, so you can use it to produce vertical lines straight. So as you can see how beautiful the rectangle is. That's where the title block we're about to draw. So by doing that, you can come up with your rule. Remember it's 5 centimeter we measure. You can use the screw, the small rule. Now each of these, since it's 5 centimeter and each one is 1 centimeter, you can just place it here and then say this from here to here is 5 cm. As you all seeing it, I hope students you're all seeing it. Yeah. So from here to here is 5 cm. You can mark it 1 cm. From here to here is 1 cm. The total distance is 5 cm vertically. So each of the information is 1 cm. This is 1 cm, 2 cm. Be marking it along the line of the vertical line. 3 cm, 4 cm. Then the 5th cm is already on the border line. I hope you're taking note of that. Then you go to this place, do the same thing. You place it, make sure the rule is in line or aligns with the vertical line. Then from here to here is 1 cm. You mark a dot there. Here is 2 cm. This is 3 cm. This is 4 cm. And this is the 5th one is on the line. Just like what we did. Just a reversal of what you repeat what you did here. Repeat it here. So by doing that, you can see I've marked out the points along the vertical lines. So you have to join these points now. Join them with your rule. Just produce a horizontal line. Make sure you align it properly to make sure it passes through the points you mark. Then you join them. Then the next one, you join the next one. Very, very important. This will go a long way to help you. Join this other one. Then join the next one. Join all the points of line. Join all the points of the line. By doing that, you join all these points. Then join all the points of the line. So that's it. So you join all the points. I hope you have seen it now. You can see how neat it is now. Have you seen how the points are joined now? You see these are the information. Each of these blocks or these lines here, each of the 1 centimeter line here is for a particular information. Now the next thing you're going to do now is to mark out millimeters. Now you have to mark out about 3 millimeter of 2 to 3 millimeter. What do we mean by 3 millimeter or 2 millimeter? That is 0.2 or 0.1 or 0.3 centimeter. So this is 0.1 centimeter, 0.2 centimeter, 0.3 centimeter. So mark out about 0.2 if possible. Join this your pair of divider. Make sure it's about 0.2. That's when you count those small line mark, those graduated lines there. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can count 4. It's okay. Just 4 is okay. Then come on this line, mark it. You go back. Make sure your pair of divider is very strong. It's not the one that is flexible, so that you can take your distance. Because if it's moving freely, you can use your screwdriver or star screwdriver, tie it very strong, so that it doesn't move freely. But if it's moving freely, you can't get a good result. So you mark one, count those small lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just 4. 4 from the 0 there. That's in other words 3 millimeter. So you mark it out. That's 0.3 centimeter. Then mark it out. Then mark. You can also take 2. 2 is okay. Then after doing that, so you mark it out. You mark here. On each of the line, place that 3mm line. Place it and be marking it on top of the lines. Place them on top of the lines. Place them on top of the lines. On top of each line, mark out that line. Place them on top of the lines. You can count 3. 2 is okay. 3 is okay. Mark out on top of the lines. On top of the lines, mark them out. So as you can see, this is just marked. So you can also come to this point and do the same thing. Mark this point. I think 3mm, 3mm, 2mm is okay. Mark those points. Mark these points. On top of the line, just be placing them on top of the line. Don't shake that radius, because once you shake it, you will not get what you want. Mark them on top of the line. Then you have to mark the last one. You know, we didn't measure it, but we have to mark it out because it will also play a role to us. Mark this last one. Place on top of this place. Mark another last one here. So having done that, you now use your rule to join up these lines you mark. Join up these points you mark. So by joining all these points you mark, you produce something like horizontal like this. Go to the next one. Join all those points you mark. I hope you're all seeing that, students. Yes, it's very, very important. Join up these points you mark. Join up another points you mark. Yes, you end up producing a very good result at the end of the day. So that's it. Join up these points you mark. So join up the points. Keep joining them, all those points. As a beginner, that's where your engineering starts. And those of you who want to be engineers, yeah, you join up all the points, all the necessary points needed. So you join up all the points. You join up all the points. Then the last one, you see, we didn't create up to 6. That means about 5.4 centimeter, 5.2 centimeter, or 3 thereabout. So this last one, we have to create it. Are you seeing what I'm doing now? Create it your own, then so that it look beautiful. Then you join it. Wow. Students, are you seeing that now? This is very beautiful. So you can then complete the line vertically. Complete it using this. Complete that extra one you created vertically. So having done this now, you can see we have a good something to show up for our drawing. Now the next thing we're going to do is what we call lettering. What is lettering? Lettering is the process of filling some information in the title block. That's what we call filling all the information necessary in the title block. This is what we call lettering. And this lettering comes in 2 forms. We have what we call the straight or the upright lettering. We also have what we call the slanting lettering. These are the types of lettering we have. So there are 2 types of lettering we have. We have the upright lettering. We also have the slanting lettering. So we are going to use the commonly used one is the upright. We are not going to use the slanting. So what we mean by upright lettering, this lettering, for your information, take note, it must be in capital. Don't use small letters. And if you are entering these letters, they must touch the lines. That's the sense of producing these 2mm lines or 3mm lines. So that any letter you produce, it must be in capital letter and must touch the line. If it's not touching the line, you have failed it. So it must touch the lines. That is the only way you can produce good. So remember, the first information there is your name. So you write N, name should be in capital, and the N should be touching each of the line. That's why you created that space, N, name, you write name. Then don't allow the line to cross from the letter, but just touch. Then you write the next one, M, name. Name, yeah, you see I'm producing it. Name. Then the next one you're going to do now, after the name, what do you have now? You have the class. The name of the class, you have to write your class. Whether I'm in JS2, you write class, or JS1, class. You also have to write class. You see how you're producing. Everything I'm writing, I'm just writing, making sure they are just on the lines. The next thing I'm going to write now is my registration number. Yes, the number in my register. I know all of us will have registration number. I can just write it R, small form, reg. You can just write small reg. Don't write full because it's small space you're trying to utilize it. Reg. You can make a dot and write NO as your number. Yes, you have to peruse your number so that your teacher will know the owner of the drawing. You can see how neat it is. So the next you're going to do now is, after this, you're going to write after your date now, you're going to write the title. I don't know the title actually, but we are going to draw. The title simply means the topic of your drawing. Are you doing division of line? Are you bisecting a line? Are you drawing isometric? Are you drawing oblique drawing? Are you drawing orthographic drawing? That is what the title is all about. Title is like a topic, so you now write title. Title. Are you drawing a triangle? What is it that you're drawing? That is your title. That's your topic. So you draw this. Then the next one you're going to write now is, after the title, is the date, because we actually have to find out the date you submitted your assignment. So the last and not the least. You write the date. The date. Date. Everything has to be touching the line. Make sure you don't cross the line, but it's only touch. Touch means you don't have to cross it. Let the line be your guideline. The date. The date. The date. So you see all my letters are touching just the lines. You can see the nice title block. This is where my information, the owner of the drawing, because if you don't put this, nobody knows who is the owner of the drawing. You can end up just marking and then without knowing, mistakenly maybe enter it to another register or another somebody's score. So this information will be a guide to actually prove that this is the owner of the drawing. So you can just use a straight rule, draw a vertical line. If you don't want, you can make a point just to indicate that actually this is double dot, dot, dot. That's, you want to fill in something about this thing, dot, dot. If you don't want it, you can just draw a straight rule. So you can see, with this now, you can see how neat it is. You can come closer and see it. You can see how beautiful it is. So that's exactly what we mean by the name, the class, your registration number, title, date. Your registration number is the number in the register or your exam number or whatever. Yeah, the number, something you are using, identified in the class. In the class you have so many people. So the actually something you are using, being identified, is your registration number. So we call it the reg number. The title is the topic of what you're doing. What's the topic of drawing? Is it bisection? Is it triangle? Are you drawing triangle? Are you drawing orthographic? Are you drawing oblique drawing? Are you drawing triangle? So that's what the title is. The date is the date of your assignment, or what the date of submission. So the name is your name. So by doing that, so we have to move on by going into after this class now, we have to write name. Like for instance, my name is Asibe. Asibe. My name is Asibe. You see, I'm even writing the Asibe on letters. I make sure I follow. That line is my guideline. I don't jump it, but they all have to be in capital letters. Asibe. Asibe. Wow. Asibe. Fred. If your name is too long, you can just stop at F. If you don't want to continue, so that because of I know the size is not too long. Those who have very long name can just abbreviate the other name. You'll be identified. Then you can say the next one is class. So my class is maybe JX1A, JX1A, JSS1A. You see how I'm writing the X? It's very. They are all just touching the one. You see, JS1A. That's the class. That's my class. Now the next one is maybe my number is number 30. So 30, you just write number. Make sure the numbers are in line. Number 30. Number 30. Make sure it doesn't cross that line. That line should be your guideline. So you see, this is number 30. Then the next one is going to be the title. Maybe the title is division of line. I can say write division of line, division of line, division of line, division of line. Then the next one, you see how everything is. I have to write them under that line. That line is, that's the essence of producing that 2 millimeter of 3 millimeter line. This thing, the gap here is 2 millimeter. Just use your compass, count those those graduated marks into 3 places. It can give you what you want. Maybe today's date is, let's say it's 27th. You slant it January. 27 January. You slant it again. Maybe 2024. Yes, that's exactly what it is. Make sure everything touches. You can see this is just all the necessary information needed in this drawing. So if your name is too long, just you can write the surname and write other one, abbreviate the other one. It's okay. If you like, you can write it in full, Fred. That's my name. Yes, you can just produce something of this nature. With this, you can have a good drawing. So this is exactly what is necessary in title block. So this is the summary of everything. What do? You have to measure the border line first. After drawing the border line, each gap of the border line should be 10 millimeter or 1 centimeter. Then the next one is going to be the title block. Then when you draw the title block, you now produce the necessary thing necessary. So the next one is producing the title block. The horizontal line has to be 10 centimeter, which is the same thing as 10 millimeter. The vertical one has to be 5, depending on the information you want to fill. If it's 5 information, you have to increase 5 centimeter. If it's 6 information, you have to increase it to 6 centimeter. If it's 7 information, increase it to 7 centimeters. So the information depends on the number of centimeters you're going to take. Then the gap between each line here is 2 millimeter. 2 millimeter simply means when you come here now, you count from 0 there, you count 1, 2, 3. Those 3 graduated lines, as I'm counting, is 2 millimeter. You can just use your pair of divider and do that. But this is the only thing that can produce it. You can use it and then mark each point here. Mark each point. Do it. You get the gap. You get the 2 millimeter. Mark them. You mark them and put them along this point. You see, at the end of the day, you produce a very nice result. So this is how to produce a title block, and at the same time the borderline. Remember, I told you the borderline is 10 millimeter. 10 millimeter means the same thing as 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter at all the corners of the board, and this is just 100 millimeter, which is 10 centimeter with the title block. The vertical size depends on the number of information you want to fill. So that's it for today's topic on this title block and the borderline. Till when next will come, remember my name. Before I call it a day today, a lesson, I believe that you must have understood everything taught, the definition of the board practice, and not only the definition of the board practice, you were able to identify drawing instruments and materials, and you were also able to know their uses. You also taught how to set your drawing paper on the board correctly, how to fix your drawing paper correctly on the drawing board. You also learned how to draw border lines correctly, like I've just done now. Yes, we were also taught how to place and draw the title block correctly, as I've just done now. And I also had to write the freehand legible letters and numerals. These are the legible letters and numerals, writing my name, filling in the informations, which I told you the upright lettering is the best for this drawing. So thank you for this lesson. Till when next will come, thank you for having time with me in this lesson. Till when next will come, we'll continue from where we stop. If you want to get my contact, my name is Fred Asibe Chimezie, and my VIN number, my number. You can call me on for further information and inquiries. You can call me on +230869373792, or the same via WhatsApp. You can chat me, tell me whatever problem you have. I'll always be there to attend to you. Thank you. Till when next we meet, we'll continue from where we stop. Thank you.